First of all, we're not gonna make this about Christian.
Well, it kind of is. This actually came to me. Carl's cousin went and invested money and has been trying to get her money back. Tell your man to send her $1,500 back.
All right, everyone, let's get into it. Things are heating up on Instagram Live, where Evelyn Lozada is venting her frustration, saying she's tired of constantly defending herself. Meanwhile, Jennifer Williams seems like she's completely done with staying silent, and this time, she's not pulling any punches. Jennifer is calling Evelyn out in a big way. She's no longer trying to keep the peace or play nice.
You to say, who was I talking to? Talking about my kid.
Okay.
You don't got kids.
Talking about my
kids. No, you don't know about in my life.
Instead, she's exposing what she says is the truth about Evelyn's past relationships. But Jennifer isn't just talking. She came with receipts, actual screenshots of private messages and texts that she claims prove Evelyn has been pretending to be the victim in public, while trashing her exes behind closed doors. According to Jennifer, Evelyn has been spinning the truth for years just to protect her image. One example she brought up was Evelyn's past with Chad Okocinco Johnson. While Evelyn always claimed she was blindsided and hurt in that situation, Jennifer says otherwise. She suggests Evelyn knew exactly what she was getting into and even hinted that Evelyn had already emotionally moved on from her next relationship with Carl Crawford before their engagement officially ended.
I have been hearing her on the phone, listening to her conversations, and one thing that she said about you is that she's sick of hearing your voice.
Her voice?
Yes. And she also said no one's interested in you and Christian getting married. Oh, she sent your nudes, and with your vagina and your breasts out.
What the?
She absolutely hates Evelyn and Shawnee. Literally said the word hate out of her mouth.
Jennifer didn't stop at vague accusations either. She named names, gave dates, and posted screenshots to back it all up. So let's be clear, this wasn't just gossip or shade. This was a full-on call-out, with evidence. To really understand why all of this is such a big deal, we need to rewind a bit. Evelyn and Jennifer weren't just TV friends. They were real close, like sisters. Back in the early days of Basketball Wives, they had each other's backs no matter what.
I am a married woman. I'm chewing on about 30 carats. Chomp chomp.
There were stories coming out about Christian being a scammer, but she got married to this fool. She's dumb as
Oh my.
They went through heartbreaks, career ups and downs, divorces, public scandals, all of it side by side. Jennifer was there for Evelyn when she was dealing with all the chaos around her marriage to Chad. She supported her through the divorce, the abuse allegations, and the media storm that followed. Evelyn was also there for Jennifer during her own painful breakup with Eric Williams. These women laughed together, cried together, and were one of the few genuinely close bonds on the show. But like a lot of friendships, things changed. Jennifer started to question if Evelyn was making the right choices when it came to the men in her life. And if you've ever had a best friend, you know they're going to speak up when they see you in a pattern that looks toxic. That's what Jennifer did. She voiced her concerns. But Evelyn didn't take it well. Instead of hearing it as a caring warning, Evelyn took it as criticism. She felt betrayed and accused Jennifer of being fake.
Yeah, so get the off me.
I know what it's like to see red and go for the juggler, but this is way too much.
You want like my daughter, don't like me.
The trust was broken. Jennifer stood her ground, saying she wasn't trying to hurt Evelyn, but that the choices Evelyn was making were not only damaging to her, but to the people around her too. You know how it goes, once a friend speaks a hard truth, suddenly they're labeled as jealous or shady. That's exactly what happened here. And then came the moment when everything really blew up. You might remember the scene when Evelyn tried to leap over a table to get to Jennifer. It was wild. That moment showed everyone that their friendship wasn't just rocky, it was completely destroyed. Since then, they've tried to play nice for the cameras. They smiled at events and pretended to move on. But there was always tension underneath. Anytime they looked like they were repairing things, something would go wrong. Maybe it was old tweets being dug up, interviews with hidden jabs, or just more behind-the-scenes drama, the trust was never truly rebuilt.
Listen, stop talking about Christian.
No, I'm gonna
storyline. Get
Tell
another
your stop stealing money.
Get
Tell
another
your stop stealing
storyline.
money. Stop being a thief.
storyline.
You want to keep co-signing this bull?
Fast forward to now, and Jennifer has had enough. She's spilling everything she's kept in for years. And whether you're a fan of hers or not, some of the things she's saying have people paying attention. She's calling out Evelyn for constantly painting herself as the victim in every relationship she's had. According to Jennifer, Evelyn always manages to come out looking like the one who got hurt the most, no matter what actually happened. She used Evelyn's relationship with Chad as a big example. Most people remember their short-lived marriage that ended with a domestic violence incident. For years, Evelyn has spoken about how deeply that affected her. But Jennifer is saying there's more to the story, and to be clear, she's not denying that the abuse happened. Instead, she's suggesting that Evelyn saw warning signs but stayed in the relationship anyway because she knew it would become a huge story. In other words, Jennifer believes Evelyn was already thinking about how the media could be used in her favor. Then came the Carl Crawford situation. Evelyn and Carl got engaged, had a child, and then eventually broke up. On the surface, Evelyn made it seem like things just didn't work out. But Jennifer says that Evelyn ended things quietly long before telling the public, and that there were other men in the picture even before the breakup was official.
Leave it alone. Stop with this. You're coming from a good place and you're trying to be a good friend.
You mean Evelyn?
Yes.
Jennifer was upset. You know, she was saying that there's a cousin of Carl that sent you $1,500. So I pulled up the actual text conversation.
Oh, wow.
She gets started in July of last year.
Jennifer's main claim is that Evelyn always has a backup plan. If one relationship fails, she's already talking to someone new. That's why she seems to bounce back so fast. It's not healing, Jennifer says, it's strategy. And then Jennifer brought out the proof. Screenshots. Texts. DMs. She didn't just speak, she showed the audience what she says is real, private content of Evelyn talking badly about her exes while smiling in public. In these messages, Evelyn allegedly criticizes Carl, complains about money problems, and talks about feeling trapped. All while publicly posting happy family photos and acting like everything was perfect. This is when Evelyn lost it. She went live on Instagram again, visibly emotional, saying she's tired of constantly being attacked and forced to defend her past. She accused Jennifer of digging up old pain just to ruin her image. And yes, we've seen Evelyn cry on camera before, especially during emotional moments on Basketball Wives. But this time, some fans began to question whether the tears were genuine or part of the same pattern Jennifer had pointed out. This entire situation has split fans. Some are defending Evelyn, saying she's been through a lot and doesn't deserve this kind of public dragging. Others are siding with Jennifer, saying she's finally telling the truth about someone who has manipulated her narrative for years. No matter what side you're on, one thing's for sure, this drama is far from over. Old friendships are being torn apart, and secrets that were once private are now front and center for everyone to see. One thing's certain, after this, there's probably no going back for Jennifer and Evelyn. So here's where we're at, and it's getting harder to keep up. For years, we've seen Evelyn Lozada open up emotionally. She's cried on camera, talked about her struggles, and shared vulnerable moments with the world. But now, people are starting to wonder, are those emotions real, or just a way to control the story when things start to fall apart? This time, Jennifer didn't just throw shade, she brought screenshots, messages, and full receipts to back up everything she said. And once those went public, fans started asking, are Evelyn's tears genuine, or is this all just damage control? But then, the plot thickened. While Jennifer was busy airing Evelyn out, people started digging into Jennifer's personal life, specifically, her new relationship. And just like that, attention turned to her new husband, Christian Gold. Turns out, his background might not be as clean as she's been letting on. Reports started surfacing, linking Christian to some shady situations, whispers about sketchy business deals, money problems, and even allegations of fraud. That's when fans began to look back at Evelyn's earlier Instagram post and started wondering, Was that post really petty? Or was it Evelyn's awkward way of saying, "Girl, I know something you don't"? Jennifer, though, isn't budging. She's made it very clear on social media that she's standing by her man. She told the haters to back off and let her enjoy her moment. According to her, she and Christian are doing great, and she's not here for the drama. At this point, it's not even about who's right or wrong anymore, it's about who's hiding the most secrets. And this whole thing is no longer just between Evelyn and Jennifer. Other cast members from Basketball Wives are jumping into the conversation, and let's just say it's messy. Let's start with Malaysia. She posted something on Instagram about fake friends who laugh at you, then turn around and ignore you. She didn't tag anyone, but the timing had people talking. Fans were quick to assume she was throwing shade at Jennifer, especially since she's always been closer to Evelyn and we know there's been tension between her and Jen before. Then there's Jackie Christie. Recently, she's been seen hanging out with Evelyn. And if you know Jackie, you know she's the type to stir the pot, then sit back and enjoy the show. So if she's aligning herself with Evelyn, that's a sign this feud is far from cooling off. Even Shawnee O'Neal stepped in quietly, but noticeably. She posted something along the lines of, "Real friends keep it honest, even when it's uncomfortable." Many fans saw that as support for Jennifer, especially since Shawnee usually stays away from all this chaos. The fact that she said anything at all? That speaks volumes. And then came Tammy Roman. She didn't hold back on her podcast. She said that both Evelyn and Jennifer are grown women who should be past this kind of behavior. But viewers were quick to pick apart her words, with some convinced she was really throwing shade at Evelyn more than Jen. Now it's no longer just a fight between two former best friends. It's turning into a cast-wide battle and the reunion is just around the corner. Rumors are flying that this year's reunion will be intense. Evelyn is reportedly telling people she's completely done with Jennifer and wants nothing more to do with her. But Jennifer? She's teasing that she still has more receipts to drop. And if that's true, they could include voice recordings, more texts, or who knows what else. Some fans are even speculating that Evelyn might quit the show altogether if it gets too personal. And insiders are already hinting that someone might actually walk off the reunion set. That wouldn't be surprising, but let's be real, we've heard that before. Let us know what you think in the comments. Who do you believe? Who's keeping it real, and who's putting on a show? Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video because if we know anything about this crew, the drama is far from over.